Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. How is everyone doing? Welcome to another public update with myself, Chris, and we got H Paul in here too. And yeah, we're gonna have a little chillax
Hi
session
guys.
and
Oh
see.
man, that's unfair.
Now you have to stay, Paul. No
Oh
chance to
man.
leave anymore.
Yeah, okay. Actually, I better move to the office then instead of the kitchen table.
Where
Good.
you feel comfortable.
Right, nice.
It's not about comfort; it's about quietness. My wife starts to shout demands at me if I'm in her presence.
Okay, cool.
All
Yeah,
right,
let's start.
so I'm going to kick it off, and then we'll probably go on to Chris and H Paul and maybe discuss the markets after that and see how everything is looking. But let's just continue on. So the last day we had what were we looking for? We were looking for this higher time frame range to be broken. If it breaks to the downside, we have the support of 25k, which is the back test of the TR pocket range high, and for a potential move up, which would be actually more bullish if it did that, you know. But instead, like Chris gave out, she came down, swing failed the low, and she got a nice move up to take the highs again, and we're still inside this range. Still inside this range. Now that I kind of have a bit more data, I kind of have a different scope of what I want. I still have this plan. Yeah, we can easily come up here, but I have this kind of idea that I'd like that we move up one more time and then a rocket down to take these lows out. Of course, we could do from lower high here, you know, but my hard time frame plan is that hold that range high. But at the moment, I am looking at something slightly different. Because when I look at every top we've ever had, we've had like I went back and I looked at about 20 ranges that were tops. Two of those top ranges were sideways ranges. You know, they were sideways and they dropped down. The rest of the 18, they had impulses into the highs before they had a drop down. You know, so what I'm kind of thinking is like, okay, let's break this range up and then drop down, take that liquidity. Why am I looking for downside? Mainly because we have these monthly pivots down here. You can't forget about the monthly pivots, and then we have the quarterly pivots down here. So there's a good excuse for liquidity grab this month. I wouldn't say over the next few months. I'd say this month because we do have pivots down here for it to be swept, in my opinion. So it's a good reason for the price to come down. Take all these equal lows. I consider them equal lows, even though you swing failed. But it's a good excuse to come down, run those lows. And so what am I actually kind of thinking? Yesterday, yeah, no, let me see. I'll show you now. So I have this fractal kind of idea. The main thing is, right, we have this value area low that we've been bouncing off of for eternity right now. So if we can claim that, a bit of hindsight TA, you know, bit of hindsight TA, well actually not. Some people would even charge money for hindsight TA like this, but I'll give it for free, you know.
Brilliant.
But
You're so
look,
generous. You're so generous.
some hindsight
That is
TA,
a,
if you claim this range, you'll be looking at the point of control. And that's kind of what I'd be kind of looking at. Come up to that point of control and then be looking for something like that. Drop down, take all that pivots out, and maybe a range or move back up. But I just feel like we've hit this range so many times, this value area low. If we claim that point of control, run a deviation of 30k rather than touching 30k, a deviation of it. It's kind of what I'd like to see for maybe a drop down. You've seen that little fractal I had. Kind of gives you kind of idea, because it feels the same. You know, I gave out a call yesterday, based off that fractal because it was just a deep higher low run into the highs, but I was aiming for the 0.5 of the range. We actually got it perfectly, and that's where we rejected off of at the moment. Price actually came down to a range low. Nice little play to start off the week. There's plenty of other plays inside the group. You can catch them inside in Pro Traders Lounge. But apart from that, this is what I'm looking for. Fractal up, don't get the fractal up. I'm looking for 25k back tested range high for a move back up. Plan is still the same. I still want a really high on the very macro high time frame. I'm still looking for a big move up overall. But yeah, besides that, that is me. I'm going to pass it over to Chris. I think I have Chris on the screen. It is Chris. So
Yes. Yeah, I have actually I have a similar opinion at the moment. Yeah, last week we talked about in the public video about the swing failures trader I mentioned already of the lows here. Yeah, and we actually got it. Really nice bounce out of it here. Though, and at the moment, yeah, we also had a nice bounce today already. I was actually looking for this low to be taken earlier today. Yeah, but I didn't get it, obviously. So we went up today into the daily monthly open. We have a previous point of control up here, so quite a lot of confluence up here. And yeah, at the moment we are rejecting a little bit of this resistance area up here. So basically, this is the area I'm classing as resistance here. This block here. Let's make it red for resistance. And yeah, so where are the next level to trade for us? I have two areas I'm actually looking at the moment. Let's quickly pull some FIBs here to see if we have some additional confluence. Yeah, it's a little bit lower. I don't like it. I have two areas on my mind. Either this weekly open area here. This is the first level of support we have here. Or a little bit lower, actually. I'm looking at the back test of this POC daily weekly area. It's quite an area, I know. Yeah, but we have this point of control up here. We have a daily weekly down here. So let's see how deep we retrace into this level. If we do at all. So yeah, we have to see. We have to see how this develops. I think later when New York opens. I'm not sure. Do we have any events today actually? Let's check if we have any events going on which are major. No, nothing crazy. No, this is Friday. I have to look for I have to look for April. Saturday. Nothing on April. That's crazy. That's crazy. Not much going on. Okay, so those are the two areas I'm looking for support. If we start to break down lower, yeah, we are probably taking this low here. And the next level would be this daily down here. But yeah, this is still far away, so let's wait and see what we get. To the upside, yeah, the targets are clear. I think Trader R talked about it. We talked about it last week in the public stream already. Basically, the 30K area is the next level of resistance here. But yeah, if we keep on consolidating, we are basically consolidating under resistance, and this is not bearish at the moment. There's no sign of weakness here at the moment on the Bitcoin chart. So one scenario that might happen is that we just blast through 30K and continue higher actually. So this is something to be aware of. So I wouldn't blindly short 30K only because it's technically nice resistance, but yeah, we have to see the reaction when we get there. Yeah, that's it for Bitcoin here locally. Shall we have a quick look? I mean, ES is pushing as well. Really nice. ES is unstoppable at the moment here at the monthly resistance here. At the moment, we also have a point of control up here. Yeah, but there's still no weakness here. It's crazy. It's just a bullish move up here. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see higher for ES here as well. And yeah, that's it. Shall we talk about XRP, guys?
I'd love to pop up the chart there and we'll have a look and see what's going on.
Let's have a look what's going on. Yeah, we talked about XRP also last week, but I'm not mistaken. Yeah, let me get rid of a bit of stuff here.
Actually, while we have Paul here, Paul, do you know much about the meeting with XRP? You know that what's the thing called? SEC?
Yeah, there's an SEC meeting, isn't there? I don't know. It's not something I've been following. I'll be honest with you, and no, honestly, I don't. I just trade XRP as a chart. I'm not really following the fundamentals and all this Moon Boy stuff. I'm really sorry. I'm not. It's not. I don't know. I just see the chart and trade it, and the ES and the fundamentals, all that stuff, the economics around that, I do follow. But sorry, not on XRP. I don't. I
Well,
don't.
anyways, still, the meeting will bring in a volatility either way, because it's probably
Yes,
one of
agreed.
the biggest
It will.
news XRP will get. It could be very
Yeah.
good or very bad. It's going to bring in some kind of volatility to the down or upside. So
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
what date it is, but I know it's getting close, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, if it is good news, apparently Coinbase will list it again on.
Yeah, that's
So-
crazy. Yeah.
And
But
as
there is
well,
a saying. There is a saying, isn't there? Is that buy the rumor, which is what we're doing at the moment, and sell
Yeah,
the
exactly. Sell the news,
the
right.
news. So just to be mindful of that, that exists
Yeah,
for a reason.
we might see a drop upon release of the news. Yeah, but overall, I mean, on a long term, it's more bullish.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the chart does look bullish.
Fundamentally, yeah. I mean, the
Yeah,
chart's bullish, definitely. I mean,
Yeah,
XRP doesn't
yeah.
look weak here
No.
at all. No, I mean, yeah, we did actually run the liquidity. This was one of the areas I was looking at, that we
Mhm.
see a deep run of liquidity here, take the highs out. Yeah, at the moment coming down here locally. So I'm looking basically for a back test of the previous SR level here. So this area was nice resistance earlier. So if we backtest this, should technically now flip into support. So I would like to see this hold. If we hold up here, I mean, we have some highs here as well. Yeah, this would be bullish in my opinion. And yeah, I think we see another move up on XRP. And the next level for me on XRP is actually, what is my next level? It's actually, I mean, yeah, let me check if we have a POC here actually. The point of control comes in here. And we have one there. Yeah, I'm looking for this monthly POC area up here. We have a point of control at 0.77, but I'm looking at 0.81 to 0.82 overall here on XRP. This is my next target. Personally,
not a bad one, to be fair. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I feel like we might be in for a little bit more of a correction. If I think the news, I thought it was coming out like this week. That's why I was like bringing it up, because I thought she was going to come down a bit before she comes up. But
Yeah.
she's not doing too bad. She's in a 3-wave move down. Why we're covering this? Well, for me personally, I've had a fractal on this since October, and the fractal has lined up with it 1-to-1 still. So I'm very interested in XRP. I've taken a lot of profits off it. So I'm curious to see what happens when this.
It's been
news
great
is
to
coming out.
trade. It's nice to see some volatility on it for once, isn't there? And there's been some great trades to be had. I agree, definitely.
yeah, it was untradeable
Yeah.
for a while. Yeah,
Yes, it was. Yeah,
not respecting NDTA at all. It was just choppy.
That's it. Agreed.
Definitely want to keep an eye on
Yes.
this week, but yeah, apart from that, I'd say we haven't really covered. We got Bitcoin, XRP. What else do people want to see?
Oh, we've got our silver coming up to our level trader hour, which is
Do-
moving up nicely.
Do you want to share your screen, Paul?
Yeah, I mean, just to show something different. Yeah, we've got all these assets coming up to what I would say strong resistance. So we've got Bitcoin at really strong resistance at the moment. We've got,
Yeah.
if you look at the charts, the ES is at a very important level at the moment. It is a very strong. Whilst it's gone through the monthly level, it is at, that's doesn't mean to say it can't swing fail it. We've got silver now. I don't know if my chart's up at the moment. Well, this is a trade we've been talking about between us for ages. We called the bottom back here in September, October time, and we've been looking for this Gartley to play out. Trader R and I were desperate to get a short in up here, but we didn't quite get to our target. Now we've obviously had a correction, so this looks like it's sort of been an ABC correction potentially on this, and we're coming up into this zone. We're a few percent away, 4 or 5% away now to this area of interest for me, where I'm going to be looking for a short. Obviously, dependent on the reaction. We have all this consolidation that was happening up here. I don't know when it was. Let's have a look. February 21. If you all remember, everybody was bullish on silver, and then it just dropped down. So there may be a load of trap longs up here, which are going to want to get out of their positions. That's my thoughts on silver here, and thus it gives us a bit of a retrace, potentially looking to be bullish again. This is my thoughts with the ES. That this sort of lines up with my play on the ES. There's a bit more upside on the ES before we get a trace, and likewise potentially this runs in confluence with what you guys are talking about Bitcoin. A bit of a pullback on Bitcoin. All the markets do tend to move together. We know that, and we've got lots of. We look at lots of stocks and commodities; they're all coming up to strong resistance as well. It just makes sense. We can, of course, burst through, but logic says that to be cautious around them. Take profit or look for edge shorts. But yeah, we're getting close on this silver trade trader R that we've been looking at. I thought you were looking for a while, and we never quite got there, but we did get into these lows. So yeah, that's sort of my thoughts. I mean, one other thing I will just jump across to, and it's a very simplistic thing that I've been trading with Bitcoin. Just moving into the daily here. This is the whole. I have to excuse my fib channels on here. What we've got is this anchored VWAP on Bitcoin. Now this has worked. This has given some really nice trades. So if we look at 66,000, we've had one touch of it and a massive rejection. We're now coming up. This is on the daily to the anchored VWAP, and my point of interest at 29. I know on some of the charts, this is the Bitstamp chart, but I use it because of more history. We are coming up to this level, so be careful of a swing failure, which ties in with what you guys were saying. I do believe we could impulse and reject very hard from it. If you look at what's happened in the past, don't mess with the anchored VWAP. Is all I would say, guys. Just be careful. Yeah. So yeah, that's me. Simple couple of lines on a chart. Oh yeah, that's it.
So yeah, nice short and sweet from Paul. Yeah, I think we've everything pretty much summed up. So I'm going to leave you with the last chart of the day. Just trade safe this week, everyone. And of course, everything we've done is all educational purposes only and paper trading money. So, and you want to say it, lads, before we sign off? Or are you all good? Everyone's quiet. Okay. All right, we'll see you later, everyone. And we'll catch you on the next one.